Hey heroes and nerds, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Lost City Adventures, the D&D session that I'm currently in and running over on Twitch. We're going to be taking a look at the characters that are playing, the players behind them, and what kind of to expect and where this campaign came from. So if you want to see it live, come on over to Twitch over at my channel every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when the session will go live and we will be up and playing Dungeons and Dragons. But stick around for this channel as well because I'll be doing quick updates and recaps of what you've missed. Episodes 1 and 2 have already happened, so be on the lookout in the very, very near future for recaps of both of those. Without further ado, let's jump in and introduce the Lost City Adventures and Adventurers. So first, let's talk about the campaign. The campaign is the Lost City. Now, this campaign actually comes from 1982. It's one of the original, standalone adventures in Dungeons and Dragons back when Dungeons and Dragons was first getting started. This is so old that it came out in installments. You get a little pamphlet and it comes out little by little. So we decided to go with this one for our first campaign to kind of go back to the roots of Dungeons and Dragons, but also find a way to make it fresh, new with our characters, our classes. We've got a human artificer in here. We've got a variant human. We've got new magical items from the 5e. So we're merging together an old school campaign with the 5e rules. So it's kind of an interesting blend. Good homage to where Dungeons and Dragons started, and I can't wait for you guys to see and learn more about it. Starting off, let's introduce the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master is Cowboy Ken. He's in my chat all the time. Amazing guy. He's been playing Dungeons and Dragons since Fifth came out, so he's very knowledgeable with the old school rules, and he's getting brought up to the new school. He's been doing a great job. Seriously, a great DM. Very happy to have him. Very excited that he's getting back into Dungeons and Dragons, and I was able to pull him in. So it's always a good time, and he has an interesting way with working the nat 1s and the nat 20s, doing little fumble tables, or if you hit a nat 20, a crazy super OP power move. So that's really cool. Now, let's get into the players of Dungeons and Dragons. First up, played by Epic Stick, this is Juno, the Rock Gnome. So he's a druid. He chose the Circle of the Land. So a wee little guy, but he doesn't like to be called little. So don't mistake it. Don't call him little. I've already made that mistake a couple times. But as you can see, here are his stats. He's got some pretty good stats. He rolled very well for his stats. Went with the Constitution as his highest, which is smart because he's got a low AC, but hopefully has some hit points to back him up. And pretty smart with his druid spells and work with animals. Next up, we have Phronos, played by Jon Snow, a Dragonborn fighter. So it's kind of funny. This is actually his first D&D campaign ever. He's new into the game, so it was kind of funny when we were first working with him and trying to help him out. He wanted to do a Dragonborn, but a rogue. I was like, Dragonborn's super tall. You're a 7-foot tall sneaky snake. It doesn't work that way. You could roll really high, but So one thing you'll notice is that his constitution is a 10, which for a fighter is interesting because you want those hit points. You want your person to not only be a good AC, but also have some hit points to where if he takes damage, it's fine. You want somebody that runs in there. He went with it on his dexterity. So the reason for that is he wants to be kind of a martial art acrobatic fighter. So he's really strong, really dexterous. Is that a word? Yeah. It probably isn't, but you'll let me know in the comments. So it's really interesting. I kind of like what he's doing with this character and where he wants to take it. So it's only time to tell what will happen. All right, speaking of bringing 5e into an old school Dungeons and Dragons campaign, we've got Echo, the variant human. So he's also a fighter. So we have two fighters. If you haven't noticed, our druid is our healing person. So it's interesting. But we have a variant human here who got super high rolls for dexterity and constitution. Well, constitution's 15, that's not bad, but dexterity 19, that's amazing. However, he rolled kind of low for the rest of them, so it's kind of fun, interesting. It works well with my character, which you'll meet here soon. Echo is played by Full Metal. Great guy. He loves the fighting, so it's very fun. It brings a new twist and turn to the campaign. Somebody that's focused on fighting and wants to get in the fights and just like do crazy acrobatic slashing kills. It's great. It's a good time, and excited to see him level up and see what he has in plan for Echo. The next character, Nam Nori, played by DeathGuard, who is actually makes videos and streams over here on YouTube. So there will be a link to his channel in the comments as well. So be sure to check him out, subscribe. He's great. He's hilarious, and it's very interesting with this character who is a human but an artificer. So we're bringing once again those 5e rules and newer classes and races into this game to freshen up and liven up the old school campaign. So he's actually become our tank with the highest AC of the group with 19. Very impressive that he has a higher AC than our fighters. But as you can see, like his constitution super high, intelligence, he somehow got 14s for strength, dexterity, with like obviously this guy is our tank. This is the one that we're going to jump on his back and he's going to carry us all the way to the end of this campaign. Also, a little hint, if you look at right there we go. If you look at his name, it actually means something. Here's a hint, read it backwards. He's a sneaky devil. And now it's time to meet my character, Gordevaku, the Tiefling Wizard, which, by the way, this is my first time playing a Tiefling. Why are they so powerful? Like 5e, what, why, how? So it's the only race that gets you 3 spells when you level up. Hold on. 3 spells when you level up. You get Thaumaturgy, the cantrip. You get Hellish Rebuke that you can cast at level 2 using a trait. Not even a spell slot. Not even a ritual. Like, it's like, you did damage to me? I'm going to use my trait. I'm going to burn you. What? And then Darkness at level 5, I believe. Level 3 is, level 3 for Hellish Rebuke, level 5 for Darkness. So it's like, kind of OP a little bit if you think about it. And I chose a wizard. I went with the School of Illusion, so I get the Minor Illusion cantrip. He's somebody that's not trusted, but he's very smart and very charismatic to where he can convince you to trust him and trick you. And I went with Intelligence for my wizard spells and Charisma is my second highest. Rather than my Constitution because I'm a wizard, so I'm super squishy. I went with Charisma because Hellish Rebuke, Thaumaturgy, and Darkness all rely on my Charisma skill, whereas all my wizard spells rely on my Intelligence. So it's very interesting how I have the conflicting spells there. But super overpowered. I'm very excited. I wrote out like a really detailed background, so I'm excited to get into that and hopefully bring that forward and keep being tricky and sneaky as a little tiefling wizard throughout this Lost City campaign. So there you have it. Welcome to the Lost City campaign. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the introduction. If you have any questions about any of the characters or anything, leave them down in the comments below, or come on over to Twitch where we live stream the D&D session every Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I go live a little bit early so I can talk with you guys, answer any questions you have, get a little bit of a recap for last week. Also, stay tuned to the channel where I'll be posting recaps of episodes 1 and 2 that happened already in the very near future. So you guys will be able to get all caught up and ready to go on this Tuesday when we go live with D&D. I also stream Monday through Friday over on Twitch. So be sure to check me out. Come on over. We'll talk D&D. We'll talk Marvel, because if you can't tell by everything in my background, bit of a Marvel fan. But other than that, you guys have a great day. And as always, heroes, stay amazing. Bye-bye.